Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and in January of this year, 2024, LEGO released this all-new line of Ninjago mechs. They have this really cool gimmick to them where they're built somewhat modularly, so you can take off certain parts of them and swap them with parts from the other mechs, and they released a whole line of shorts showing off the mechs doing this in the show. Now, in January, I made a video showing all the different combinations of these mechs, and then in March 2024, they're releasing one more, so that video is already outdated, and this video is to update it. So we have a total of 4 mechs, the Cole mech, the Kai mech, the Sora mech, and the all-new Lloyd mech, and these were all gifted to me by LEGO for review, but reviewing is not what I'm going to be doing in this video. I already have 4 reviews of all these sets up right now on my channel, so if you want to see any of them in more detail, go check those out. There's probably a playlist in the description or the pinned comment. But yeah, the sole purpose of this video is to show you every different way you can mix and match these mechs. In case you're not familiar, the points where they come apart are at the arms. They pop off just on full-size ball joints. And then there's an all-new piece that connects at the waist, so that way you can separate the legs as well. In this video, I'm only going to be showing combinations where both arms match, because even though in the show they do mix and match the arms separately, and you can of course do that with a set, and it does look quite cool as you can see right here, it would lead to many, many more combinations. It would take this video from 64 combinations to 256 combinations, and frankly that's just a lot for me to do and it's a lot for you guys to watch. I think you guys can get a general idea of how the combination works just from seeing it with the matching arms. But if you guys want to customize things for yourself like this, you can of course do that once you get the sets. But yeah, this video is just to give you a general idea of how everything's gonna look, so you will see every part connected to every body, not necessarily every combination. So now, with all that being said, let's get started. Let's start swapping these mechs around. In this video, I'm also not going to be including the weapons for these mechs, because the weapons are already interchangeable as well, and just like with the 2 arms separately, including all the weapons here would lead the number of combinations into the thousands, which would make this video very long, both for me and for you guys. So just know you could put any weapon from any mech on any of these combinations. I'm just focusing on the most visually different ones here. So now, with all that being said, here's your first 4 combinations, of course the official combinations for these mechs, each mech with arms and legs that match their original version. Here's the next combination. We have the Cole mech with the Lloyd mech arms, the Kai mech with the Cole mech arms, Sora mech with Kai's arms, and Lloyd's mech with Sora's arms. I think Cole with the Lloyd arms actually looks kind of alright. I don't mind that one. It's not as bulky in the arms anymore, but I still think that mech could fight. That actually looks pretty cool. Kai mech with the Cole arms makes the arms a little bit shorter, which is a bit awkward, but they are very bulky now, so I feel like that kind of works. Sora mech with the Kai arms I think is great, other than the color scheme. That does just genuinely look cool. And then Lloyd mech with the Sora arms. The Sora arms are just so thin that they look kind of awkward on every mech, and this one is no exception. They just don't really feel like they fit in at all. Next we have the Cole mech with the Sora arms, the Kai mech with the Lloyd arms, the Sora mech with the Cole arms, and the Lloyd mech with Kai arms. Cole with Sora doesn't look great. Again, the Sora arms are just super small for that bulky mech. Kai with Lloyd's arms looks pretty bad too. The color scheme is actually not the worst. Other than the green, the rest of the colors fit in fine. But yeah, those arms are really thin for how bulky those legs are. They do not mesh at all. Sora's with Cole's arms I think is surprisingly alright. Yes, the arms are shorter, but I don't know, the bulkiness does really fit with the torso. And I think Lloyd with Kai's arms is perfectly good too. It makes the arms a lot bulkier than the legs, but that does work for a mech. Next, there's the Cole mech with Kai's arms, the Kai mech with Sora's arms, the Sora mech with Lloyd's arms, and Lloyd's mech with Cole's arms. Cole's with Kai's arms I think is actually really great. The bulk meshes perfectly, it's really only the colors that differ. Kai's with Sora's arms is also surprisingly kind of good. Yes, the arms are thinner, but they're not too much thinner, so it just makes it feel like it's a kicking mech instead, which is kind of a neat concept. Sora's with Lloyd's arms I also don't mind. They are very thin, but I don't know, I feel like the thinness does fit with the overall design of that mech, and like the spikes in the torso help make the transition a little bit better. And then Lloyd mech with Cole's arms, yeah, that's also alright. Color scheme fits in pretty well. The black creates a good transition into the orange. And yes, the arms are shorter, but I don't think that's necessarily bad. Honestly, it meshes together well. This might be the best overall combination so far. I think this might be the first time I said I like how all of these look. But now we've seen every arm on every torso, so we're going to start adjusting with the legs. And as such, the combinations are going to become a little less unique now. So I'll have less commentary and more just telling you what the parts are. But if one strikes me as super cool, I'll definitely point it out. Anyway, moving to the next combination. From left to right, we have Cole torso with Kai arms and Lloyd legs, Kai torso with Sora arms and Cole legs, Sora torso with Lloyd arms and Kai legs, and finally Lloyd torso with Cole arms and Sora legs. The Cole torso with the Lloyd legs I actually think fits quite well. This overall combination's not bad. Kai torso with Cole legs is definitely a little awkward, especially with the Sora arms. That just feels unnatural, it's not how things should be. Sora torso with Kai legs though does work pretty well. And Lloyd torso with Sora legs I also don't mind. I think the gold creates a great transition. I feel like the Lloyd mech parts definitely do the best job of making the different color schemes incorporate. Because his parts fit with both Sora and Cole. Kai's really the only one that doesn't mesh perfectly, but even then Kai does also use gold. And now we're back to the torsos and the arms matching, just the legs are different. Once again, I want to point out that the Cole body works really well with the Lloyd legs. Like, that's probably one of my favorite combinations. It just makes the Cole mech a little bit taller. The Lloyd mech does feel a little top heavy now with the Sora legs. The legs maybe are a little bit too long for it, but let's move on to the next combo. Now we've got the arms and legs matching, but the torso's different. And I'm gonna be honest, I really like the Cole torso this time around with the Lloyd arms and legs. That's a very different look to the original Lloyd mech, because there isn't the helmet there. But the black cockpit piece actually looks incredible. I might actually prefer it like that. Probably not. I do think I still like the original a little bit better, but that's a very cool alternative option. One of the best looking ones so far. Kai with the Cole arms and legs is whatever. Nothing too crazy. It just feels like an incorrect colored torso. Sora though, with the Kai arms and legs I think looks really good. And then Lloyd torso with the Sora arms and legs is okay. It's definitely very funny looking. The torso and helmet just feel very big for how thin the arms and legs are. And then here's the final combo for this leg placement. We have Cole torso with Sora arms and Lloyd legs, Kai torso with Lloyd arms and Cole legs, Sora torso with Cole arms and Kai legs, and finally Lloyd torso with Kai arms and Sora legs. Cole with Sora's arms and Lloyd's legs is weirdly okay. I don't think it's good or anything, but it looks fine. I think it kinda works. Kai with Lloyd and Cole's definitely very funny looking. Sora's torso with Kai's legs and Cole's arms is actually kinda cool, especially if you give it a weapon. I don't actually mind that one. And then Lloyd torso with Kai arms and Sora legs, again, is okay. I still feel like the Sora legs are too thin for how big that torso is, but it's also far from the worst combination we've seen. We've got a different combo of matching arms and legs now. Cole torso with the Sora arms and legs, Kai torso with the Lloyd arms and legs, Sora torso with the Cole arms and legs, and Lloyd torso with the Kai arms and legs. Cole's with Sora's is actually fine, I don't mind that one. Arms are a little bit thin, but I think it fits in okay. Kai with the Lloyds, though, just feels weird. The Lloyd parts feel like they definitely need the helmet at the top or the big bulky Cole torso. On that torso, they just don't fit at all. Sora with Cole's parts is actually fine, too. Color scheme's obviously very different, but I think the shaping works. And then Lloyd with Kai's parts I actually love. Those pieces look great with that samurai helmet. And Lloyd, of course, does use black and dark red on his original color scheme, so maybe the green's a little out of place, but everything else fits in alright. Next, we have Cole torso with Sora legs and Kai arms, Kai torso with Lloyd legs and Sora arms, Sora torso with Cole legs and Lloyd arms, and Lloyd torso with Kai legs and Cole arms. Rapid fire from left to right, I'd say okay, bad, actually kind of alright, and honestly pretty good on the end. Now we're back to matching torsos and arms. The only ones of these that really stand out to me are the last two. I think the Sora mech with the Cole legs is honestly fine. It feels less like a combat mech and more like a utility mech, but it's still a very cute build. And Lloyd mech with the Kai legs works great. The Kai legs are probably one of the best shaped mech legs, so it makes sense that they work with a lot of them. But yeah, it's a fine design overall. I honestly think it fits quite nicely. Here's Cole mech with the Lloyd arms and the Sora legs, Kai mech with Cole arms and the Lloyd legs, Sora mech with the Kai arms and the Cole legs, and Lloyd mech with the Sora arms and the Kai legs. This honestly isn't the worst one. Most of these work alright. First one, the arms are definitely a little thin and awkward, but I think it works okay. The second one, the Cole arms are short and everything, but it doesn't look bad. The third one I actually love. It's just a very short mech, but it's still very bulky, honestly somewhat reminiscent of the original Cole mech. Those parts just work together in my opinion though. And then the Sora arms for some reason really work on the Lloyd mech in this scenario. Normally the Sora arms feel too weird and thin. I don't know, with those legs and with that body, they kinda fit. I honestly like that combination. Now moving into the final few combinations, here is the Cole torso with Lloyd arms and Kai legs, Kai torso with Cole arms and Sora legs, Sora torso with Kai arms and Lloyd legs, and finally Lloyd torso with Sora arms and Cole legs. I kinda like the very first one, again feels like somewhat of a kicking mech, but the Lloyd arms just give it a very different context. Second one is just good, I covered that one in my first video. I do like that combination. The third one, I think it's alright, nothing like exceptional about it, but also not bad. And then the fourth one, the Lloyd mech definitely looks a little bit weird when short, but also the colors work okay. Sora arms are probably not the right arms for that one, but it's funny to look at least. And then I think this is our final fully unique combination where none of the parts match each other. We have the Cole torso with Sora arms and Kai legs, Kai torso with Lloyd arms and Sora legs, Sora torso with Cole arms and Lloyd legs, and finally Lloyd torso with Kai arms and Cole legs. None of these really stand out to me as being exceptionally good. I guess the Kai torso with Sora legs and Lloyd arms is okay. Same thing with the Sora torso plus Lloyd legs and Cole arms. But I don't know, none of these stand out as like, wow, that's surprisingly good. They're all just fine. Here are the next combos, and you can see the legs and the arms match once again. But we have Cole torso with Kai parts, Kai torso with Sora parts, Sora torso with Lloyd parts, and Lloyd torso with Cole parts. This is honestly one of the better combinations too. I think Kai torso with Sora parts isn't the best, but the other three are honestly pretty good. The best are probably the ones on the end. The Lloyd torso looks great with the Cole parts, and the Cole torso works really well with the Kai parts. The Sora torso of the Lloyd parts is weird, it's very different. It creates a very skinny mech, but I feel like they fit with the body, honestly. I don't mind that combo. combo. And finally, here's the last 4 combos for this video, number 61, 62, 63, and 64. Cole torso and arms with Kai legs, Kai torso and arms with Sora legs, Sora torso and arms with Lloyd legs, and Lloyd torso and arms with Cole legs. All around, I think these are a fairly good combo too. Most of them honestly work pretty well. The arms in the Lloyd mech do look a little bit weird with the tiny legs, and the Sora mech definitely feels like it needs more armor. But yeah, this is far from the worst combination. And there you go, there is every combination of arms, torso, and legs that you can make with these mechs. Of course, that's not technically every way to combine these mechs. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, you can swap the arms independently as well as the weapons, and I guess also technically the legs, so then the mechs wouldn't be able to stand up comfortably. But of course, mixing and matching the arms is the most fun way to do it. And now that we have 4 of these mechs, you can make it so that each part of your custom mech is different. The 4 I have in front of you right now use 1 part from each mech, plus I mix the weapons around too. But yeah, of course, if I showed you actually every combination in this video, we would be here for a very long time. Because just including each arm as a separate thing takes us from 64 combinations to 256, and if we consider each weapon independently, and the fact that they can be held in either hand, yeah, then we're getting into thousands upon thousands of combinations, which is great for play, not so great to make a video showing every combo, but I hope at the very least in this video I showed you enough so that you get a general idea of how these things combine. Let me know what you guys think of these sets in the comments below. Do you want to see LEGO do them for the rest of the Ninja in the future? Personally, my answer is absolutely yes. I would love to see these for the other 5. And of all the combinations I showed you in this video, which one's your favorite? My pick would either probably be the original orientations or something like this where they're really mixed up, but just because the other orientations aren't as good as the originals, the fact that you can mix and match them so easily is the absolute highlight of these sets, and this is why they're one of my favorite lines LEGO's ever put out. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say for this video. Go check out the playlist in the description if you want to see my full review of any of these sets. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!